Hey guys, so today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some things I've been thinking about related to sexual assault survivors because I am one of them. Um, I've been thinking since it's November and we're focused on gratitude more often. I was listening to a John Piper podcast this morning about suffering and how suffering it can help you spiritually. And I would wholeheartedly agree with that. I've learned so much through suffering and trauma, and the process of trying to deal with that in a healthy way has helped me to trust God on a way greater level than I ever had before or thought possible. And in a way that I don't see other people trusting him. I was just telling somebody the other day that I'm looking for a job and I've been applying and interviewing. And I was saying that really I was excited about an upcoming interview that I had this morning, but that I only want it if I'm supposed to have it, if it's what God has in mind for me. And I wasn't saying that because it's the proper, churchy thing to say or anything like that. I was saying that because I mean it. There have been so many things that I've pursued and won or earned, I guess, over the years that are obviously not what God had for me. But I was dead set on getting those things. So I don't want anything God doesn't want for me, but that to get to that place of really feeling that way and believing I only want God's will has been a long road. 12 steps of recovery have helped me with that. And God has really used recovery to bring me closer to him. And there's a concept in recovery that we talk about related to learning to respond and not react. And when I was thinking about being a survivor, I was thinking, actually, the things that we call side effects of trauma or sexual assault specifically, what if we started thinking of those things as reactions? And that did a couple of things for me when I thought of that. One, reactions doesn't sound as clinical or heavy as side effects. And for people who already feel broken, messed up, or something like that because of their past, especially because of trauma that they didn't cause or have anything to do with, but that was done to them, calling someone broken or saying these are the side effects of what's happened to you can sound, I think for me, it has made me feel more convinced that there's something wrong with me or that I'm damaged. So sometimes just the language we use has such huge connotations and implications about how we feel. So that's one reason I like terming those side effects or symptoms of sexual assault and trauma reactions instead of side effects. Also, because it just makes sense to me. And as a person in recovery, I've seen that I'm not in control of everything that happens to me. Actually, I'm in control of very little. And there are a lot of things I didn't cause, I can't control, and I can't cure. However, reactions, my own choices related to how I react to situations, whether that be to sexual assault or whether that be to a trigger related to PTSD, like something coming up, like I see a certain thing and immediately I'm back there in a flashback, a moment of being victimized. Okay, well, I can't control that. My mind is there are just neurons and pathways, synapses in my brain that cause that to happen. So that's not something I can cause. It's not something I can control. I can choose to work on responding and not reacting, because it's going to be natural. I'm going to have natural reactions. For sexual assault survivors, some of those natural reactions to being assaulted, to being trafficked, to being molested are things like either shying completely away from sexuality or becoming hypersexual. Either of those things are common reactions. Another reaction that is common for a sexual assault survivor is to have major trust issues. I've gone through all of those things and had those reactions. What I'm trying to do now, because of my work in recovery, is learn to respond and not react, even though I have typical reactive tendencies. So identifying, like building awareness that these are the ways I'm probably going to react or want to react. And then figuring out, okay, like that's just who I am. That it's who I am because of what I've been through. It doesn't have to be who I am. It can be, this is who I've been. And I want to respond and not react, so that I'm choosing to be someone different. So I just wanted to share these thoughts with you. If you are a fellow survivor, then maybe this will help you just change your perception a little bit, or give you a new way of looking at and thinking about and processing your own stuff. And I would just encourage you to turn everything over to God, because you can trust God. And let me just reassure you that God had nothing to do with what happened to you. Nothing. And anyone who tells you that that must have been God's will because it happened is in a different world. God never wants us to hurt and to be traumatized. So God is trustworthy. I know for me, like I have slowly learned that I always have a choice between, am I going to trust God or trust me? That's one of those reactive things. And I only was able to build trust with God by repeatedly over and over choosing. This is God versus Bethany. Am I going to trust myself, which is what I had tended to do for years, acting like a little God? Or am I going to trust God? And sometimes I had to just start by acting against how I felt. And that got me to that place of responding and not reacting in terms of trusting God. I hope that you feel a little bit encouraged or give you some stuff to think about. And I don't know who all will watch this. I don't know who you are, but I pray that God will bring you into a greater relationship with him and help you and heal you through the work that you do in learning to respond and not react.